you average out the View hosts, among the dumbest people on television.
Sunny's dumb. Certainly not the brightest person. And what she just said just doesn't make any sense. It's just like so silly to say. It's not a well.
In a dramatic turn of events, Melania Trump has filed a $100 million defamation lawsuit against the hosts of The View after a recent episode made inflammatory remarks about her. The controversy has reignited debates about media responsibility, free speech, and defamation, sparking heated discussions across the political spectrum. Adding fuel to the fire, Joe Rogan has entered the conversation, using his podcast platform to roast The View and its hosts, especially Sunny Hostin, for what he called hypocrisy and sensationalism. The lawsuit centers on comments suggesting Melania was unhappy during her time as First Lady, with some hosts speculating that she didn't want to be married to Donald Trump or even live in the same house as him. While framed as lighthearted banter, the statements were anything but flattering. Rogan didn't hold back in his criticism.
If you average out the View hosts, among the dumbest people on television.
Sunny's dumb. Certainly not the brightest person. And what she just said just doesn't make any sense. It's just like so silly to say.
He called out The View for quickly turning on the Trumps, pointing out how they once hugged and praised them, only to switch narratives when it became politically convenient. He slammed the show for its clear political bias, arguing that this shift wasn't about truth, it was about agenda.
I saw you on The View.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's been overwhelming my past couple days. So I just went in there, did my thing. I had no idea what to expect. I didn't know who Sunny Hostin was. I actually still really don't know. So I wasn't expecting necessarily for her to kind of try to ambush me in that way and attack my character in that way.
Well, it is the show that people love to hate.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
They get so much hate watching viral clips of them saying ridiculous things. I mean,
yeah.
it is a rabies-infested henhouse.
The backlash has been intense. Melania's legal team argues that the comments were not just false, but damaging to her reputation both personally and publicly. For Melania, this lawsuit is about more than just clearing her name. It's about holding the media accountable for pushing harmful narratives. Her team made it clear, this isn't just about hurt feelings. They emphasized the seriousness of the allegations, making it clear that they intend to fight back against media attacks. Meanwhile, Joe Rogan didn't mince words when it came to The View. He called it a rabies-infested henhouse, harshly criticizing the intelligence and credibility of its hosts. His remarks struck a chord with his audience, many of whom share his frustration with modern media and its approach to covering public figures. While some see his comments as polarizing, others believe he is simply saying what needs to be said. That shows like The View prioritize viral moments and clickbait headlines over real discussion. The stakes in Melania's lawsuit are incredibly high. Legal experts suggest that if she wins, it could set a major precedent for how the media handles personal matters involving public figures. This case raises critical questions. How much privacy should public figures be afforded? At what point does free speech become defamation? How can the media balance engaging content with ethical reporting? On his podcast, Rogan highlighted the broader significance of this lawsuit, arguing that it could be a wake-up call for the media to reassess its approach to covering controversial figures. He also criticized the inconsistency in media narratives, pointing out how past praise for the Trumps has suddenly turned into harsh criticism, suggesting it's all about political convenience. Melania's decision to sue is noteworthy in itself. Most high-profile figures avoid lawsuits, choosing instead to handle bad press through PR teams. But Melania's move sends a clear message. She won't tolerate what she sees as an unfair attack on her character. The timing of this lawsuit has also raised speculation. Some believe it could be strategic, especially as Donald Trump remains a dominant figure in politics. While the Trumps haven't confirmed any political motives behind the case, it undeniably adds another layer of intrigue to an already charged political climate. Meanwhile, The View is facing mounting criticism for how it handled this segment. While the show is no stranger to controversy, this particular case has escalated tensions significantly. Critics argue that the hosts crossed a line, turning what could have been a thought-provoking discussion into a personal attack. Supporters of The View, however, disagree. They argue that their comments were within the bounds of free speech, reflecting broader public sentiment about the Trumps. Regardless of where you stand, one thing is clear: The outcome of this case could have major implications for media law. If Melania wins, it could lead to stricter guidelines on how public figures are discussed in entertainment and news media. Shows like The View might have to rethink their approach, ensuring their commentary doesn't cross into defamatory territory. For Joe Rogan, this controversy is about more than just Melania Trump. He sees it as an example of a bigger problem with modern media, a system that prioritizes sensationalism over substance and divisive rhetoric over meaningful discussion. His remarks have, once again, polarized audiences. Some praise his outspokenness, while others accuse him of oversimplifying a complex issue. But as this lawsuit unfolds, one thing is certain. This isn't just about Melania Trump or The View. This case represents the growing tension between media, politics, and free speech in an increasingly polarized world. The court's decision won't just affect the parties involved. It could shape the future of how public figures are discussed in the media. What do you think? Is Melania Trump right to take a stand? Or does this case pose a risk to free speech? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates on this and other high-profile stories. Stay tuned as we continue to follow this evolving controversy and its broader implications.